Three. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Echo Within Podcast, a space where we dive into life's complexities.
This is not just a conversation, it's an exploration of things that we feel but rarely say out loud. So,
Let's uncover.
reflect and connect. Hi, Liz.
Hello, Annie.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay, good to see you. You're looking so nice. I love that color on you.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
darling. You look absolutely elegant too. I love that dress.
Thank you. We just want to say thank you for the previous people who subscribed and also watched our previous video.
Yeah,
I think we've had quite a bit more engagement.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm,
So a bit more feedback, which we
mm,
really appreciate. We
mm.
are so grateful. Hope that you're going to like
Yes.
this episode.
Yeah.
And with that, do you
Uh-huh.
want to tell them what we're talking about today?
Yes, I will. This topic is aligning your vision, the path to your purpose and fulfillment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how do you feel about this topic?
I feel like it's a very deep one.
Yeah.
First of all, there are like three very huge words. We have purpose,
Yeah.
we have alignment,
Mm.
and then we also have vision.
Vision,
So
fulfillment.
fulfillment.
Yeah, it's a
It's so
lot to uncover.
intimidating. Yeah, but I'm only hoping we're able to share our experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what we know best.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we could start with vision.
Yeah.
Could you maybe share with us what you know, or maybe tell us your vision, what you're doing
Yeah.
to achieve it, or even like what inspired it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just start from anywhere, no
Whew.
pressure.
That's just like I said, this topic is so
Yeah.
intimidating because especially for like due to imposter syndrome, especially for us people who feel like okay, we are not yet there.
Yeah.
So what do we even what do I even have to say about
Exactly.
that
Yeah,
and
yeah,
where I am and where I want to go?
Mm.
So I might not say like maybe the whole vision that I have, but maybe I
Yes.
can share a few pieces. So
Mm.
for me, I would say my vision, or maybe where I see myself in, I would let me just say maybe in the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, we are in our mid 20s.
Mm.
So maybe in the next 20 years, we'll be in our mid 40s,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So that time, of
Mhm.
course, I see myself with my own family,
yeah.
my husband over there.
Mm.
Hi, husband.
Hi,
uh,
husband.
our
Yeah.
kids, and of course, at that time, I believe our kids will be schooling,
Yeah.
and maybe another vision for my
Mm.
mid 40s. I
Mm.
would also want to be at a point where I'm financially independent,
Mm.
that I don't really have to like go working a 9 to 5 just to
Yeah.
meet my most basic needs.
Mm.
I want to be at a point where I can just earn money while I sleep, as
Yeah.
I travel the world,
Yeah.
as I maybe take care of my kids, as I take care of our family, as I try to be there physically, emotionally, mentally as much as possible.
Okay.
So I would say that's like the largest, maybe that would be it for me. Yeah. So just being financially independent with of course, my family over there. So I would say that's the vision.
Yeah.
So maybe the next question on maybe what inspired that.
Yeah.
What inspired that is maybe uh, just seeing other people out there like living the life that I would want to live.
Yeah.
So I get inspired by other people,
Mm.
and of course, the enemy is always poverty.
Yeah.
So
Oh, absolutely. Poverty is the enemy.
poverty is the enemy. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be in my mid 40s,
Mm.
and I'm still struggling financially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm putting the word out there to the universe. I
Yes.
don't want to be poor in my mid
At any
40s.
point in time.
Yeah, I
Yes.
want to be established.
Mm.
So I would say that mostly is my vision.
Your vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very curious to hear about yours.
Oh my God. You know, the funny thing about me is
Mhm.
like I keep on like changing.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think ultimately, even for viewers who would probably agree,
Mhm.
the biggest thing, first of all, is like financial freedom.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, because
Mhm.
when you have that, then it enables you to do
Mhm.
a lot,
Yeah.
like many other things, and of
Mhm.
course, finding love.
We love
Yeah,
love.
we love love.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I think when I think about myself in, say, 10, 20 years,
Yeah.
my vision is to travel the world,
Yeah.
and that of course has to go line in line with, like
Yeah.
I said, financial freedom. Yeah, so of course creating a good, giving my daughter a comfortable life. Um, okay, I honestly don't know like so much about family because when I think about my future, like it's always like me and my
You and your
daughter.
daughter,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I know.
But that's not
Yeah.
to say that I'm not open to love. Like
Yeah.
if it finds me, well
Well
and
and good.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But of course, ultimately, I know I would want that. Yeah. But financial freedom, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's such a huge thing for me. And of course, like just being at peace with myself and being able to take care of the people that I love.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's amazing because
mm,
I love that we have like shared goals and shared visions
visions, yeah.
because financial freedom is such a key thing in life because
Yes,
life is
honestly,
not just about money. I want to
right?
think about
Yeah,
other
it's other
things.
things,
Yeah.
yeah. And you know the people who talk about like about money not being important
Yeah.
are the people who have it. So I also
Yeah.
like want to
Mhm.
get my vision is let me be silly.
I'm
I
laughing
want so
because
much.
I
You
already
know
know
where
you're
I'm
going to
going.
be silly. Go on.
My vision is to have money so that I can start preaching to people about how much it's insignificant.
Yeah, you know,
Yet I have
money.
loads and loads of it.
Yeah, money is not even the most important thing in the
Yeah,
world, and yet
yeah.
your bank is.
Is over there. But
Yeah,
yeah, but honestly speaking, sincerely, it's also like, of course, get the bag and also have good, fulfilling relationships in whatever form, whether
yeah.
it's friendship, family, just having that love.
Mm.
Mm,
I love that for us because
mm,
I know for sure, without a doubt, I'll be part of the friends in the
yes,
mid 40s.
forever.
Yeah,
You're stuck with me for life.
it's okay. I have to bear with you, but it's okay. Yeah.
So
I,
seriously,
yeah. Anyway, getting to a serious note, I
yeah.
love the way that you say because
Mm,
as you were starting, you say that your vision is or things are going to keep on changing.
yeah, yeah.
Something,
Priorities change.
yeah, proud.
When I was in uni, and and a young, vibrant adult, without Nala like knowing she was on the way.
Yeah.
My vision was different back then,
Mhm.
but now when she came into the picture,
Mm.
of course I had to compromise some things and like realign my entire life.
Yeah.
So maybe you could tell us the difference between like alignment and like compromise and how you feel like maybe at any certain time, any time in your life or in any area where you've compromised to like sort of get alignment. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah, I believe there's situations where you need to
Mm,
maybe sometimes
yeah.
compromise
Mm,
certain things only
yeah.
to get to maybe the vision and be
Mm,
aligned with the vision
yes.
that you have.
Mm,
So it really makes sense. I see
mm,
what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, I think there have been so many instances where I've had to compromise some things,
Mm-hmm.
where maybe in some cases I'll need to leave some things so that I can
Mm,
be aligned with my vision,
yeah.
or just sometimes also
Mm,
uh, maybe take up some things that I do
yeah.
want to do
Yeah.
just to be aligned with my
Aligned.
vision. So maybe on the former, where I
Mm,
needed to leave out some things, I would
mm,
say that sometimes there are times where I needed to just stop being too comfortable.
yeah.
Yeah, can maybe chase the bag or even try and
Mm,
be better, not
yeah.
even maybe working towards the whole vision,
Mm,
because even when it comes to achieving whatever
yes.
you have in your
Yeah, yeah,
vision,
yeah.
you also have to break it into
Small,
small
small,
pieces,
yes.
right?
Small little
Yeah,
steps.
so small steps, small
Mm,
habits, to ensure even in the larger picture, at the
yeah.
end of the time, you're still
Mm,
achieving that. So I
yeah.
would say there are habits that have needed to stop or just
Yeah.
give away.
Mm,
So there are also things that I have needed to adapt,
yeah.
new things that I didn't want to do.
Mm,
Yeah, and I think part of adulting is that
mm,
you're always going to do things that you
yeah.
don't even want to do, but you still have to do them because, like your whole future or maybe your whole life depends on that.
Yeah, that's interesting that you've actually talked about that because I was going to ask you next, like the cost of alignment. Because I feel like oftentimes we just find ourselves in situations where we have to like keep our eyes on the prize and just
Mm,
like let go of things which are not which and this is not to say that the things that we have to let go are not important, because sometimes it's relationships, it's
Yeah.
friendships, it's things that we love doing, or it's just that comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like, we want comfort, that
Yeah, that's
comfort,
true.
yeah, to some extent. So I guess now I would ask you, like, uh, I'm going to force you to give us a practical example.
Yeah.
What is the biggest cost you've had to pay so that you can
For
stay aligned and
alignment,
grounded? Yeah,
I would say the biggest cost
yeah.
is getting myself out there, especially being
Mm,
an introverted person.
mm,
So I've had a lot of instances where I really need to go and speak to people, or
yeah.
rather just go in, yeah, just take myself out there, talking to people, taking
Mm,
those opportunities where I felt like maybe just due to my imposter syndrome,
mm,
where I felt like, oh no, I'm too shy, no, I'm
mm,
too quiet, I don't, and the crowd is too demanding, I don't want to
yeah,
do this. So I've had the biggest thing I would say is just putting myself out there
yeah.
and saying, okay,
Mm,
like that introversion and staying
mm,
alone would pay my bills,
yeah,
or it won't help me achieve
true.
whatever I want to
Like, to
achieve.
achieve,
So
yeah.
I would say, yeah, just getting myself out there, forcing myself to go talk to people, try
Mm,
interact with people, get to know what
mm,
they're doing, telling them what I'm doing.
yeah,
Yeah, just interacting with people, and that has been so hard for me.
yeah.
And also, other than of course being introverted,
Mm-hmm.
I also used to deal with imposter syndrome,
Syndrome,
and
yeah.
also of course a lot of self-esteem issues. So
Yeah.
just coming out of that shell had
Mm,
to be the biggest thing
yeah.
I had to, yeah, I had to work on.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
beautiful. And you're doing so well, sweetie. Look at you.
Thank you.
A
We're doing
host in
this.
a podcast. Yeah, doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's so beautiful, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to hear about your experience. What's the biggest thing
Mm,
that you had to, like, what's the cost?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, for me, mostly it's usually like switching up what I do for like a living, because
Yeah.
every time, like, I think in the last 5 years at a journal, like, I was just laughing at myself, because I think in the last 5 years, I mean, I've I've done how many businesses?
Yeah.
Like, three.
Yeah.
And I've, like, had two career changes.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's the thing of, like, if I'm doing something for a long time, of course I'm trying to be in an environment where the bills get paid.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, if I feel like it's like taking a toll on my mental health, yeah, and I'm not, like, happy doing it,
Mhm.
and I'm not able to give it my best, so I just decide to, like, let it go. And of course, when during that transition, like, change is the most difficult thing ever.
That's
Like,
true.
cause and especially sometimes, cause it would, like, lead me from moving from town to town.
Mm.
Yeah, cause like now, like, I moved back to Nakuru in 2021, towards the end of
Mhm.
2021, beginning of 2022. And then now, last year, I moved back to Nairobi. So, like,
Yeah.
those career switches, changing
Yeah.
the environment. Because if like, for example, when I was in Nakuru, I had already created a community. Things were
Yeah.
starting to,
Mm.
like, feel like aligned, but I knew what I was doing was not serving me in the ways that I wanted to, like,
Mm.
them to serve me, and they
Yeah.
are also not, like, aligned with the vision that I have for myself.
Mhm.
For instance, when I talk about, like, wanting to travel the world, meaning, so I had a small sustainable business that was okay, kind of okay, and it was helping me live from month to month, right? But I wanted to be able to do something that would eventually, like, lead me to, like, being able to make more money. I needed to be in an environment with more opportunities. So, like, now having to close down the business and going back to employment and taking, like, a significant drop in my monthly income, just so that I would get there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It
Yeah,
does.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, so now, now that first job that I got when I came back to Nairobi, it had a lot of stress. But eventually, while I was there, I was able to, like, get something better. And yeah, I mean, like, those making those big changes. But I'm also, like, blessed in a way where I'm not someone who's afraid of change. Hey, maybe I will start over 1 million times
Yeah.
until,
You're not supposed to. Yeah. Mm.
until I feel that I'm in the place that I want to be. Yeah, and I feel for me it's always those big transitions, because also, like, they take a toll on you. To be
Yeah.
honest, yeah,
Mhm.
it's not very easy to just, like, up and leave and go and start over again. But I that's what it takes. Then you've got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I
yeah.
really love that because
Mm,
I've seen you through the years, and I love the fact that you're not a person who's going to just stick in a bad situation just
mm,
because maybe you're afraid of moving from one
yeah,
place to another. So I
yeah.
think I've seen that where
Mm,
you're always going to do what is best for you, even if it
mm.
means like starting over
From
101
scratch.
times.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I love that
Mm,
energy about you.
mm.
So and I'm proud of you and where you've
Oh,
come. Yeah, how
shut
far you've
up.
come so far. No,
Thank you,
please take
darling.
your
I
flowers.
appreciate you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's not that easy. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I love
Mm,
that the fact that you have that really ready to keep
yeah.
moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is something that I watched on TikTok. There was
Yeah.
this guy who
Yeah.
was talking about how nowadays our
Mm.
generation has changed. It's not like our parents
Oh,
where
yeah.
they would stick like in one job, even if the
Mm,
job was not serving them,
yeah.
especially emotionally.
Mm,
It was maybe taking like a toll on them mentally
mhm,
and even physically.
mm,
So we are different
yeah.
in where we are not sticking like in one job or maybe in one situation up
Mm,
until we go for retire just for the
yeah.
sake of earning those
Mm,
few coins. Yeah.
mm,
So which is taking me to a question.
mhm,
So how do you know
yeah.
that your vision or maybe whatever goals that you have set
Mhm,
is not like maybe pushed on you by society or
mm,
rather something that is influenced by society or even maybe your peers.
yeah.
Yeah,
Any external factor.
and any external factors.
Okay. Well, I think I think it comes with being self-aware,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's also like because of my background. Like I think I've seen so many people
Yeah.
stay in situations or just put up with people for the fear of like maybe hurting them or
Mm-hmm.
like trying to look like the bad guy in a
Yeah.
way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, from a very early age, I was always very sure that whatever I do, it will be for myself. Like, of course, I'm going to be mindful of other people,
Mm-hmm.
those who are around me. I care about them, and I want the best for them, but not before me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and I think that's why it's always been easy for me to like, for instance, like just leave situations that are not that are no longer serving me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Okay,
mm,
that's good to hear. Maybe another question
yeah.
on my side.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how do you know, like, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe what signs maybe do you see just
Mm,
to know that maybe you're moving from whatever goals that you have set, or you're just deviating from alignment? How do
mm,
you know you're not aligned? How
mm-hmm.
do you know you're not like maybe on the goal or maybe the road to achieving whatever goals and vision that you have set?
Okay. When I start losing passion.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, like it's that simple.
Yeah.
Like if I really used to care about something and then
Mhm.
I no longer feel the same way, then I know for sure that probably that is not what's meant for me.
Mm.
And I need to realign. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's okay to realign as many times as you need to, as long as at the end of the day you're working towards your vision.
Mhm, mhm.
Because I feel like alignment is the journey
Yeah.
between where you are now
And then,
and the vision
no,
that you
yeah,
have.
that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah. So
mhm,
someone was talking about when you're going somewhere,
mhm.
if you're going to Kiambu and you are driving your car, you don't when your car breaks down,
Yeah,
you don't stop your journey.
that's true.
You
Mhm,
hop on a motorbike, unapanda matatu until
mhm.
you get there. And I feel like realigning and taking a discourse is okay.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's nice because
yeah.
I love the fact that you say
Mm,
passion because I think
mm,
that's where like me and you are so different, and I love
mm,
the way you're always doing things out of passion.
mm,
But you find that for me,
mm,
sometimes I don't even care about passion. Sometimes it's
yeah.
just like maybe trying to
Care
achieve
about results.
yeah, results.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
I'm just going to do something or be
Mm,
even in a job. Okay, I'm not
mm,
passionate about it, but I'll
yeah.
just do it, so that I just use it like as a means to an
And
end.
yeah,
So, but I love you. You always do your things just because you love to do
yeah.
them. Yeah. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if passion is your driving force,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, you're going to see it through. Yeah.
Oh, and maybe just like people say, life is too short to do
Mm,
things that you
that you,
don't really love.
yeah, that you don't enjoy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I love that. I
Mm.
should do better on that.
No, but I mean, it's always a learning process, and that's not to say that oh my goodness, I'm talking like that, but obviously, like real life,
Mhm.
I wouldn't I can't even count the number of times that I was just doing things for the sake of also like just surviving and getting by. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be like sitting here and doing a podcast 24 hours a day
Yeah.
or 8 hours.
Mm.
And of course, it can't pay bills now, so I
Yeah.
have to get a job to
Yeah.
help me and even facilitate this because
Mhm.
we need resources for this
Yeah,
as
we
well.
do. We
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if what you're doing on the side is 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 supportive
Mm-hmm.
or is in line with what your passion, for instance, or
Mm-hmm.
your vision, then
Yeah.
it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to do that for a while, but do not shift your entire focus and energy into that.
Mm-hmm.
Always remember the eyes on the prize,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
the primary thing,
Yeah, the
the
primary
why.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I love the fact that you also said that
Mm.
sometimes you really even have to like maybe work another job as you're
Mm.
also doing, yeah, what you're
Yeah.
passionate about,
Yeah.
because you find that in most cases people
Mm.
will tend to say, okay, I love this is my passion, and then you find that the passion is not paying bills.
Bills.
So
Yeah.
you put a lot of stress on that passion, and up
Mm.
until to a point where you feel like you don't want to do it
Anymore.
anymore. It's like a book that I read a while back by one of my favorite authors. Her name
Yeah.
is Elizabeth Gilbert. I think the book is called The Big Magic.
Yeah.
So she was saying that, especially for creatives and people who
Mm.
are very creative,
Yeah.
yeah, and of course by creatives I don't mean maybe content creators
Yeah.
and all
Even
that,
artists.
even artists,
Yeah.
wherever,
Yeah. Whatever
whatever
capacity. Yeah.
field, yeah, of things that you love.
Mm.
So what the people that the mistake that people tend to do is
Mm.
put a lot of pressure on their creative side. Where
Mm.
now, because maybe I'm creative about writing books, I'm going
Mm.
to go quit my 9 to 5
Yeah.
just because I want to go and write. But at the
Mm.
end of the time, it
Yeah.
might take you even a long time before
Mm.
people even start discovering you.
Yeah.
And then just because you're putting a lot of stress on that, of course,
Mm.
by that time,
Yeah.
maybe being a writer is not even paying you as much
Mm.
as you would need to survive day to
Yeah.
day. So you
Mm.
find with that,
Yeah.
it's only going to cause you a lot of stress, and then now you're stressed about maybe even the
Mm.
basic things like
Yeah.
paying bills,
Yeah.
eating, and all
Mm.
that, to a point where now you will be forced to move out of that like creative process
Yeah.
to go and do other things. Then you find that you've lost both.
You've
Yeah.
lost both,
So
and you're frustrated
yeah.
at the end of the day. I feel like what we love should be a motivator.
Mm.
You know, like even if you're stuck in that shitty job, because truly speaking, more in most cases you will be stuck at
Yeah.
some point in life. But when you remember like and at the back of your mind you know why you're doing it, it will motivate you to like get through it
Yeah.
so that at the end of the day you get to do what you love.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm,
Yeah, so yeah, I
yeah.
love that. So we are
Mm,
as an encouragement to even people who are thinking about
mm,
maybe content creation. Okay, we're
yeah.
not yet there, but we're just saying,
Yeah.
because
See.
for us we have like for both of us we have our 9 to 5,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we just get to do this especially
Mm,
for fun
yeah. Yeah.
and as an escape.
Yes.
So yeah, please don't quit your main source of income just to try
Yes.
and maybe
Mm,
explore your
uh,
creative side.
yeah.
Maybe do that when
Yeah.
maybe your creative
You
side is
and yes,
paying
and
you
you
enough.
have a plan.
Yeah, and when you have
Mm,
a plan.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think
mm,
both can
yeah,
coexist.
they can. Yeah, they
Mhm.
can coexist.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, I
Mm,
love that.
mm.
Anything else you wanted to ask about?
Yes. So. Huh. I don't know. We might have gone through it, but maybe I just want to hear it from you. Like how some of the ways that you stay aligned, maybe little habits, not the big
Mm,
ways, like little habits,
yeah.
or people, or even people that you keep in your life because you know they keep you in check.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I would say one of the ways is I love reading, and for me, reading, I think it centers me somehow. Well, not maybe the motivational books, but it doesn't have to be motivational books. It
Yeah.
can be just any book that's gets me exposed to the world out there.
Yes.
So it's going to make me feel like, okay, I want to do better. So maybe I can travel,
Yeah.
I can do this and this.
Mm-hmm.
So one way is by reading books. The other way is, I don't know. This is going to sound funny,
Yeah.
but I think TikTok for me.
Uh,
I know people are going to like going to listen and say TikTok,
TikTok.
but I think there's a lot of information in
Yeah.
TikTok. So there's always a lot of helpful information on TikTok. A lot of people that I look up to
Yeah.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, social media to a certain point.
Point. Yeah, to a certain extent.
Yeah, and of
Yeah.
course, yeah, when I remember that poverty is the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimately, back to the basics. Poverty is enemy. Yeah.
So I
And,
would say this one. Yeah.
but I feel like I really agree with you because actually, maybe like there's some Instagram buddies, like
Yeah.
people who are thriving in their
Mhm.
careers, family,
Yeah.
and traveling the world. Like it's just so beautiful to see, and like they're like those quiet two babes, so grounded. I think like I love that for them, and of course when I look at them and I see like, and I also look at the journey. So those would probably be like people in their 30s or mostly those are the ones that I look up to. And I look at them and say, wow, maybe
Yeah.
yeah, maybe in a few years I
For
could
sure, you could be there,
yes,
and you will be there. Yeah.
in Jesus' name. Hallelujah.
And the
And the
church
church
said
said
amen.
amen.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think for me it's also, I don't, and I know that for you as well. Maybe umesahau kusema journaling, like writing it down,
For
and then
sure.
like there's nothing that's usually so satisfying. Like writing down your goals and then coming back to them months or even, and you even forgot about them, and then like you're just going through it, and you find it there, and it's usually like such a wonderful pat on the back because it's
Yeah.
like your younger self, or yeah, like just a previous version of yourself
Mhm.
that's like, I'm proud of you.
That's true. Don't even know how I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's just writing it on a notebook, things that you want to do in
Yeah.
future, maybe things that you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And sometimes because it's life, sometimes it might tend to take a long time. Sometimes it might take a bit of time,
Yeah.
like a short while.
A shorter while, yeah.
But later on, when you just come and read that notebook again, when you go through and then you find that you can tick it off.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
most
usually
fulfilling thing
it's the
ever.
most fulfilling thing ever, yeah. Especially those silent dreams, those that you don't even like necessarily share with anyone. It's just within yourself, and it could even not sometimes be material. Maybe it's a thing about personal growth, and then you realize like you're a better person, like probably in the way you handle conflict or how you would handle a situation, and you find that you're handling it with more maturity,
Yeah.
or even it could be like, come on, when I'm emotional, like I will go and write in my journal and curse. Stop
Oh
laughing at
my
me because I'm petty and
goodness.
dramatic. But
Dramatic.
I don't unleash that on people. I do it by myself. So when I go like now when I read back what I used to journal, like probably a year or two ago,
Yeah.
and I feel, and I think like, my child, what were you thinking? And now maybe if I find myself in a situation like that again, and now I'm able to handle it with more grace, like I feel so proud of myself,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that.
Mm,
Maybe another question, especially now that we're talking about vision, alignment,
yeah.
because I know for both
Mm,
of us,
mm,
there's always God
yeah.
in all that we do.
Mm,
So where would you say God lies in whatever you're trying to achieve in your vision,
yeah.
in maybe however ways that you're trying to get aligned? Where would you say God lies in all of that?
Wow. Um, I think for me the biggest thing is, I don't necessarily remember the verse, the specific verse in the Bible, but it says that someone without a vision should die. Okay, I can. But do you know that verse? Have you heard of
No.
it? I'm gonna Google it, but I know it's
Okay.
there. Every time I feel like I'm losing sight of my vision, I like to refer to Proverbs 29, verse 18, and it says, "Where there's no vision, the people perish." Right?
Wow, that's profound.
Yeah, that's so profound because I feel like so now whenever I feel like I have nothing that's driving me or pushing me, like then what purpose? Like I don't deserve to be alive, and being alive is a privilege. And like since God has blessed me with this one life, and you're not getting out of it alive, yeah. So it's only diligent to honor Him by
Yeah.
aligning myself to His will for my life, yeah, and going after my purpose because I know that God didn't just place me here to fill the void.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah, I
have a
have something
purpose.
that I
Yeah.
need to contribute to this world and it's necessary,
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mm,
amazing. I'd also say it's the same thing for me. I would say
mm,
God has a very huge role
mm,
in all that,
yeah,
especially even the vision that I have
yeah,
because I believe in Him. I
mm,
always like try and ensure that
mm,
I'm also including Him
yes, in
in
your
in my
plans,
plans.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
yeah. Because there's also I can't remember the specific verse,
Mm,
but yeah,
yeah,
but make your plans and maybe all your ways known to
mm,
the Lord,
yeah.
and He will
Establish
establish
them.
them. Yeah,
Oh, we're taking you to church today.
I love that.
Yeah, yes.
Maybe as we also maybe wrap up this because
Mm,
yeah, we're keeping it short and sweet as
yeah,
always.
yes,
What would you say? We're always going to be ending with this, so you know it's
yeah,
coming. So, what would
yeah.
you say is something that you've maybe seen or
Mm,
just read or just maybe watched
what?
during the week that has
Mm,
caught your attention?
mm.
Mm,
Oh, okay, so the other day, again, so I've had quite a week. So
yeah.
I was in a forum where the principal of Nairobi International School. I think she has even written a book that's called Rainbows in the Cloud.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and then she said something that like really so like okay, it's just basically that like rainbows in the cloud. That's no matter where uh, whatever storm you're going through,
Hmm.
it's always important to try and find the rainbow
Yeah.
in the clouds. Cause and then she said that God has placed a light in each and every one of us to share with the world. So yeah, so you matter. Like I don't know, like whoever is listening to this and you need this reminder, like just think about like how much God loves you and like all how uniquely He designed you and the purpose that He has placed you to fulfill on this earth. There's no one else who can execute it the way He intended you to do it. So live in that like in that knowledge like I feel like when you have that revelation it changes everything, yeah, yeah, and I feel like that was so powerful and from there at Ajana I did like an Insta story like I no longer want to live my life just on a surface level, yeah, like it's just any other life, like I know that I'm important and that I matter and I'm going to leave a mark in this world. Yeah, and like also like creating a legacy. Like sometimes I know it's a bad place to like let your thoughts wander to, but like do you ever ask yourself like now let me ask the listeners like how are people going to remind you like if you are to like leave this world today like when you think about that
Yeah, interesting.
it makes you want to do more.
Wow.
Yeah, and maybe now the last one is I'll just do
Yeah,
the
sure, sure.
statement.
Please, by all
Let
means. Yeah. Mhm.
me
Sure.
just do a statement. Like now, when you talk about legacy, um, I think sometimes people maybe we can make this a topic even about like success and how and what it means to you and how you define it. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll do that in future. But I feel like so when you talk like in regards to legacy, that success is not about what you accomplish or the money. It's good to have the vision. Kind of
Mhm.
what we are talking about, like having financial freedom,
Yeah.
having cute babies and a beautiful family, like all that's good. But
Yeah.
true success is uplifting others. Yeah. So whatever you do this week, make sure you uplift others. That's the true measure of success.
Wow, sharing gems. Even that. Wow. So yeah, I love that because yeah, so that's a word of encouragement. So just in case you're feeling like an ant, just know you're alive. Well,
Yeah.
that's a bad analogy because
But
even an ant is quite
it's
a very
significant.
quite a very
Yeah.
unique animal. But yeah, a word of encouragement.
But
Just
you're not invisible. I think
yeah,
that's what
just
you're
know
trying
you
to
have
say. Yeah.
you have a purpose to do,
Mm.
and you're great.
Yes.
Yeah, just like the Lord intended.
Mm.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that.
Oh, thank
Ish, my
you.
friend is so deep.
What I'm doing, guys. But I love. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, what has stood out to you this week, my darling?
Okay, so for me, I would say it's a
Mm,
conversation that I had on Monday with a colleague,
mm,
where he was telling me that he has gone to through theology, so he went to Bible school and all that. Yeah, so he was telling me about a certain word known as realized eschatology. Realized eschatology. So what that means, it's quite a huge word.
Hallelujah.
I know.
Okay, Leo,
Now
today
we are
to
talking
get them
about
to church.
God.
No, it's only right. Because
Yeah,
I feel like purpose
yeah,
and God,
heavy.
not alignment.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
those who believe in God, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he was talking about realized eschatology, where
Mm,
at that time
mm,
he was asking me, "Have you gone for lunch?" And I
yeah.
told him, "So what I normally do on
Mm,
maybe because I think it was on Tuesday,
yeah.
sorry. So on Tuesday, I normally
Mm,
clock in into work at
mm,
around midday. So
mhm,
what I normally do is I'll just have
yeah.
breakfast and lunch
Mm,
at home rather
mm,
than just coming to work to buy food and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that. So I told him I've already eaten and normally I just eat at home because I'm also
Mm,
trying to save.
yes.
And then when he heard about the word saving,
Yeah.
he tried to maybe talk to me about you see the way somebody would faint in town,
Mm,
especially huko in the village. Somebody
yes.
will faint in town, and yet when they faint, when you go try and search their pockets, you find that they already had like 1,000 shillings.
Mm,
But the reason as to why they fainted is because they're
mm,
trying to save so much,
mm,
because they're trying to save much, so they don't want to buy water, they don't want to
mm,
eat. So they'll opt to even faint or even get sick
yeah.
just to try and save. So he
Mm,
was trying to tell me to
mm,
stop saving a lot.
lot,
Maybe
yeah.
it's just being too much,
Mm,
yeah, rigid, especially when it comes to finances.
mm,
But that wasn't the case for me because I had already eaten.
yeah.
But at least I got to learn a new word, which is
Mm,
realize eschatology in theology,
and
which is
theology,
yeah,
saving.
which is you see just like nowadays when we talk
Mm,
about maybe the end times, when you think about the rapture, okay,
uh,
God will come and
yeah,
then there
yeah.
will be judgment and all of
Mm,
that. There are people who will go to hell and
yeah.
heaven.
Mm,
Okay, yes, as Christians we believe in hell and heaven,
yeah.
but at the same time, that
Mm,
is something that is promised.
promised, yeah.
So before then, he
Mm.
was saying you have to create your own heaven right here, right? So
Hallelujah,
the realized
yes.
eschatology
Theology,
is
yeah.
just you making a heaven here
Yeah.
on earth
Yes.
before you get to the
The
promised
promised land.
heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Wow.
that's realized
Wow, that's
eschatology.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a new word.
Mm,
Vocabulary.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Living. I think today's theme is like live, 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 live,
Yeah.
and also like have a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And whatever you do, you're living in alignment.
Mhm.
Kende uko.
Yeah.
So na hayo machache.
Mhm. And so this is a
With
very
those few
good point.
remarks, after talking for like 40 minutes, with those
Yeah.
few remarks,
Yeah.
let's
We
end
can call
it.
it a wrap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been wonderful.
It's so wonderful. I love
Yeah,
the conversation.
me too.
I also hope you're going to enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. See you on the next one.
See you in the next one.
Oh,
Bye
bye.
bye.